When it comes to lever actions, especially tactical lever actions, Rossi is really coming up in the industry. This is the brand new RIO Bravo by Rossi, and it's the tactical version with a 10-round tubular magazine, M-LOK forend, pick rail, large loop design, as well as threaded barrel, half by 28. The tube actually clears most 22 cans, allowing it to be one of the most versatile threaded lever action 22s that I've ever seen, and really one of the only threaded barrel 22 tactical lever actions that is being produced right now. There may be some oddballs out there, but this by far is one of my favorites. The action is smooth, it's reliable down at the range, so let's dig into all the specs and features of this brand new RIO Bravo and talk a little bit about Rossi lever actions or even pump action 22s in general. Now, Rossi did send this out at my request. I've actually been eyeballing this as soon as I saw it released at SHOT Show 2024. They've sent it out to the channel for me to review, so a huge shout out to these guys. One of the first things I noticed about this was you get the same quality and feel of the other Rossi Bravos. Now, they are a little bit different, but I actually have one of the pump action versions now with well over about 1,500 to 2,000 rounds through it because it's a fun little plinker without any issues whatsoever. No light primer strikes, no feed issues, no function issues. And that's been the same with this, but unfortunately I don't have that many rounds through it yet. But don't worry, we'll update you guys in the future, so definitely subscribe to the channel. Let's start off at the front, since that's the most innovative thing about this setup, and we'll work our way to the back. One of the first things I want to discuss is the fact that that barrel is threaded half by 28, and the way the tube is offset, it actually clears the can while you're loading it. And I have thinner profile ones, and this is the fattest 22 that I've got, and it works out great, no issues whatsoever. Now, right here is a 10-round tubular magazine. I really wish it would be extended a little bit further. I'm not quite sure why they've limited it to 10 rounds, but who knows on that front. But it works out great, no issues whatsoever. And that's 10 rounds of 22 long rifle. You can drop down and load different things into here, and you can get all the exact rounds you can put in this rifle, specifically off their website. I don't want to recommend something that they don't personally recommend, so definitely check that out. Moving a little bit further back, you have the polymer handguard, which really just pulls the heat away, or actually shields your hand away from the heat of the barrel. But I ran about 150 rounds through it, back to back to back to back, as fast as I could load, and nothing heated up too hot at all. And that's just the nature of 22. They really don't heat up, but this does a good job protecting your hand. It's got 3 M-LOK slots, and on the other side, you can see the Votatu light that I've been recently taking a look at and reviewing. It's got the M-LOK attachment with the push button design, and man, this is perfect because the pressure pad is integrated into the light itself. It was almost like it was designed for this rifle. If you're interested in this, I've got a full review on my channel as well as a 10% discount, so definitely check it out. It is the ML50 by Votatu, and it fits perfectly, elegantly, and seamlessly on this M-LOK rail system. Moving to the main receiver itself, it comes with a pick rail and no iron sights. This is really designed to be run with an optic, and I've got one of the ZulisyOWLc optics on the top right here that I just reviewed, one of the ZulisyOWLs. It's a good micro fit, it lines up really good, and I would highly recommend one of the micro optics for this because it just feels nice. Or maybe one of the tubular 20mm red dots with that low profile mount would be a great pairing with this rifle setup. Now, the action itself is incredibly smooth, and I've had 0 light primer strikes, and I've tried 3 different types of ammo. I believe it was bulk pack Federal, CCI, and Winchester with no issues whatsoever. When you're shooting standard velocity and a can on the end, this thing is movie quiet since it's a closed breech gun. A lot of guys wonder why you would want a lever action rifle, and one of the main reasons for me, especially this tactical threaded version, is because when the breech is closed, it fires, and all of the gas and sound exits from the barrel, and you can really quiet it down at the other end, and you don't get a pop out of a semi-auto action like you do with a closed breech gun on a lever action or bolt action. The benefits of the lever action is you can run it much faster than a bolt action, and you feel like Clint Eastwood every time you rack the slide and put a new round from the tube into the chamber. Moving along to the safety itself, it's kind of behind the trigger. It works out fairly good, no issues there. And this is wrapped in paracord for a nice touch. It's been holding up good. I haven't had anything kind of like unweave or walk loose, and if it falls off, oh well, no big deal, but it's been doing pretty good. You've got a little bit of a burr right here. Not a burr, you have some texturing right here if you wanted to drop this down, but there's really no need to drop it down because of that safety. Once that safety is engaged, you don't have to thumb that back down like you would with maybe some other lever actions. The stock itself is very ergonomic. It's got a little bit of texturing right here, but an overall just kind of cheap polymer-y feel. About the only thing maybe I would change to the setup itself when it comes to the ergonomics is this feels just a touch cheap, but it's not cheap. I don't want to convey that this is going to break on you. These are the same stocks they're using on their other RIOs, and I've never had any issues, and I've had one for about 2 years now. And I do not baby it whatsoever, and it's fine. But just something to consider. The forend feels a lot more solid than the stock, but that may be just due to the lightweight hollow design. On the end, you get kind of this plastic butt pad. Again, maybe just a little bit of rubber, not to absorb recoil by any means, but if you're resting this on something like a gun rack or on the ground, the plastic tends to slide on different materials a little bit easier than rubber. So that would be a nice touch, but these are minor complaints for an overall impressive and innovative rifle that the industry needed for a very long time that nobody was making. I'm so glad that Rossi stepped up to produce this, and the cool thing is the MSRP is $393, and you know the street price is going to be less than that. I've seen it for under $3 which is incredible for the feature set you get, the accuracy, performance, reliability, and the fact that this is actually a threaded 22 that you can load without removing your can. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it gives you a new option in the 22 world, as well as the lever action world, to really just get you something unique and different. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.